dear students, in our last section we have seen the hardware architecture of embedded system, in which we have seen the components of hardware architecture of the embedded system. Today we will see the communication protocol in this section. So what is communication protocol? So communication protocol is nothing but the combination of rules or system of rules which allows two or more entities of a communication system to transmit the information via the various rules. This protocol defines the rules, semantics, and synchronization of communication by using which we can communicate in between the various devices. The protocols can be implemented by hardware, software, or the combination of both. So, whenever the communication protocol is used, it uses the well defined formats for exchanging the various messages, as each message should have exact meaning, so that for what intention we are doing the communication, that should be get satisfied. So whenever we are using communication protocols in our system, first it is necessary that both parties should be ready for this particular communication protocol. So we will see the various types of communication protocol. The first one is SPI, that is Serial Peripheral Interface. So the Serial Peripheral Interface is developed by Motorola. It is a synchronous serial communication interface which is used for the short distance communication. Whenever we want a short distance communication, SPI is used. SPI is basically used in embedded system only. Basically, the SPI protocols are used by embedded system. The SPI device communicate in full duplex mode using master-slave architecture, as well as we can connect the 4, 3, 2, 1 wire serial buses by using this. So we can see the various signals or various logical signals are there. The first one we can see over here is MOSI, that is master out. MOSI is master out slave in, or master out slave in for data output which is formed from the master. The second one is MISO, that is master input slave output, which is data output from slave. It is taken for taking the data from the slave, that is nothing but peripheral. The next is serial clock. Serial clock is again taken as output from the master, and the chip select is often low whenever we want to select the master, and the output is always from the master. So the above pins which I have said are the most popular, and by using these conventions the communication takes place, and the communication is done in between the systems. So the peripheral devices like memory chip, potentiometers, ADC, DAC, real-time clock are provided by which? By using the SPI interface, that is Serial Peripheral Interface. Now the next is I2C. I2C is nothing but the Inter-Integrated Circuit Protocol. Now I2C bus uses two wires for connecting the devices. We can see over here that it connects the two wires for the various devices. It is the synchronous multi-master multi-slave type of communication protocol. It is widely used for attaching the ICs to the processor and microcontrollers when we want the short distance communication. Generally it is used in the intra-board communication. So the bidirectional and synchronous it is used, as I said, it is the synchronous protocol. Microcontroller with inbuilt in I2C are available. The device has unique address. We can see over here it has the unique address. Then the particular serial clock, that is SCL serial clock, and the serial data is used for communicating in between the devices. it can have the multi-master bus. It can be used by multi-master bus so that the communication gets easily in between the various buses. Basically, this is developed by Philips and Intel, and the mainly it is used for short distance communication and whenever we are having the serial and half duplex communication. So the signals during transfer byte when using I2C bus, we can see over here the microcontroller is there and which is communicating with all the peripheral devices in the particular system. So I2C is also responsible for having the short distance communication. Now the next is CAN. CAN is nothing but the controlled area network buses. So this is also the message based protocol which is designed for multiplex electrical wiring to save on the copper, and we can share the context by using this vehicle bus. It allows the microcontroller and devices to communicate with each others without the host computer. So the CAN line uses in and usually interconnects to CAN controller between line and host at the end. We will see that in the diagram. It gives the input and gets the output between the physical and data link layer at the host node. So we can see over here, this is our serial CAN bus where the microcontroller is connected to all the device controllers by the serial CAN bus, and then the each and every CAN device controller is connected to the processor. Now the next last one protocol is there, that is called as the FlexRay protocol. The FlexRay communication protocol is fault tolerant and high speed bus system which is used for error tolerance and time determinism performance whenever we want or whenever there is the high communication demand. At that time, instead of CAN bus, the FlexRay buses are used. So the FlexRay work is used in all the design as well as communication process because by using the dual channel configuration, the fault tolerance communication is done by using this FlexRay communication protocol. So these are the various communication protocols by using which the devices can communicate with each other in the embedded system. Thank you.